Show Adam.
What up, beautiful people? Welcome to Girl Crush, the podcast all about lesbian movies and other gay shit. I am your host, Brooklyn Jones. Hope y'all are doing well. Yo, I finally watched a movie that I really liked. I was starting to lose faith in lesbian movies. I still am kind of losing faith in lesbian movies because I'm like, what is happening? Why are these movies so weak? But the movie that I watched was called Heart Shot. It's on Netflix. And this is the fifth movie that I've reviewed on Girl Crush. And I hate to say it, but it was actually better than all the other ones. And this daggone movie was only 19 minutes long. And two of those minutes was probably the credits. And I'm like, yo, how is a 19-minute long movie better than a 2 hour movie? And that makes me wonder, like, do movies need to be 90 minutes, 2 hours, an hour and a half? Like, do they really need to be that long? Or is it just fluff and y'all just filling up the space? Because this movie was 19 minutes long and it was killing it. Of course, it left me wanting more. I feel like the movie should have been maybe 40 minutes long because it left on a cliffhanger, and that I didn't love. But I think I understand why. So if you're new to this podcast, I let you guys know what I'm watching a week ahead of time so that you guys can watch it too, so that we can discuss it. So this podcast contains spoilers. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, I recommend that you go and watch the movie and then come back so that you can hear what I say about the movie and see if you agree, disagree. Let's talk about it. You can leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the movie, but I recommend that you watch the movie first before you listen to this podcast, unless you don't care about spoilers and then you just want to go in knowing everything that's going to happen. And then here we are. So I watched Heart Shot, and it was about these two young lesbian girls, two teenagers. So they're in high school. And just like I said last week, you don't really see a lot of black love in the LGBTQ relationships on TV shows and movies. So this couple was a black girl and a Latina girl. So the movie was basically about, I guess it's about, like, you think you know somebody, but do you really? So the movie it started off kind of creepy because of the music. Like, the music was, it was some whispering and some growling and stuff. I was like, what the hell is this? A horror movie? I don't know where they got that music from, but it was kind of odd. But the story starts out innocent enough. So it's two teenagers and their little teenage love affair. And the mom of the black girl, her name is Samantha. The girl's name is Samantha. The mom and Samantha's sibling have to go away for the weekend for some reason. I don't know. Maybe the kid has like a sports game or something. So the mom is leaving over the weekend and she tells her daughter, look, behave yourself. Don't invite anybody over, not even your girlfriend. So this girl is out to her mom. So she's like, don't invite Nikki over, who is her girlfriend. And she's like, why I can't invite her over? I think that's stupid. I think that gay and lesbian couples feel like their mom should allow their boyfriend or girlfriend to stay over because it ain't like they're going to end up getting knocked up. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, I don't know why I can't bring my girlfriend over. That's stupid. And she's like, look, if your girlfriend's mom is around, you can go over her house. And she's like, well, she's not out to her mom yet, so I can't go over there. So she's like, well, I'm out of here. Behave yourself. And as soon as the mom leaves, the girl texts her girlfriend like, they're gone. Come over. So Nikki comes over on her little dirt bike. You know, she's like a little tomboy. But before she comes over there, she puts a gun in her book bag. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is this little girl a gangbanger or something? Why does she have a gun in her book bag? So I know they be saying lesbians be packing in their book bag, but I don't think that's what they meant. So she has a whole pistol in her book bag. She's riding over her little tomboy baseball cap to the back and her little chucks on her little dirt bike to go visit her girlfriend. And it starts out innocent, you know, they holding hands, kissing, talking, jumping on a trampoline, talking about school, just like the basic teenager stuff. And Samantha starts asking Nikki about, her family because she's trying to get to know her better. And I guess, they've been together for months, but she doesn't know enough about her family. So, she's curious about her family. And she's like, you never really talk about your family. You never really talk about your sisters. And Nikki's like, well, me and my sisters are not that close. So, and she's like, well, do they know about us? And she's like, nah, I haven't told them yet. So they're hanging out, cooking, eating and stuff. After they finish cooking and eating or whatever, Nikki goes out to take the garbage out. And there's this car driving by really slowly, looking at her. And he's like, hey, young lady, do you live here? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, do you know which way some particular street is? And Nikki gives him the directions, but she's kind of like cautious of him. And behind her back, she's holding a glass bottle. Like if homeboy jumps, she gonna bust him in the head with this bottle. But he drives off. But she's really like on edge and apprehensive. Like everybody that walks by, she's looking at them sideways. So I'm like, is somebody after her? And if somebody's after her, why is she at this little girl's house bringing the danger to her? Like that's something that I don't like. Like if somebody is in danger, somebody's after you, somebody trying to kill you, don't be going over your friend house or your family member house bringing that danger over there. Now they after all of y'all. So she goes back in the house. They're hanging out, in the bed, holding hands and just talking. And Samantha's in love. She's like smitten with this girl, and she's like, you should move away with me because Samantha's about to go to college in Texas, no, Nashville, I think. And she's like, you should come to Nashville with me. We could start a life together. I know you don't want to go to college, but you can get a job there. We can get an apartment. We can get a cat. Like she making whole typical lesbian plans. Like we gonna move in together, we gonna get a cat and live happily ever after. And the girl's like, I don't know about that. And she's like, but I love you. And she's like, she's like, you don't love me too? And she's like, yeah, but you don't know me. Like there's things about me that you don't really know. So she's trying to let her know that it's some shady business about her, but she can't tell exactly what it is. And she's like, well, what do you mean? So Nikki tells her this story about how when she was younger, her and her siblings were very competitive. And she was in a race with her sister, a foot race or whatever. And her sister was winning the race. And she was getting mad because she wanted to win the race. So she took a rock and she bust her sister upside the head with the damn rock. And Samantha was like, oh my God, and is your sister okay? Like, what happened? And she's like, she needed stitches in her head. And she's like, what'd your mom say? And she was like, my mom was happy I won the race. I'm like, what the hell kind of mama is that? And she's like, well, how did you feel after you did that to your sister? She was like, I was proud of myself. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are crazy. Instead of Samantha thinking, hold on, my girlfriend and her whole family is nuts. She got to get the hell up out of my house. She did what people in love do, ignored all the red flags and was like, well, sometimes me and my father had problems and, family problems are a little tough. So she just ignored the red flags and just like brushed them off as normal family problems. And child, that is not normal because me and my sister used to fight like cats and dogs. Like we loved each other, but sometimes we could not stand each other. And neither one of us ever bust the other one upside the head with a rock. What the hell? And if we did, my mother wouldn't have been happy. Like, good, you bust that bitch upside that. We would have got our ass handed to us. Like, and she probably would have sent us to some kind of psychiatric therapy or something like that. Cause you don't hit nobody upside the head with a rock, let alone your own sister. Where they do that at? A lot of people do that. Like people who are in love see the red flags about somebody, but you just ignore them because you really like them. And she's like, well, she bust her sister upside the head and gave her stitches, and her mama cheered her on, but she's cute. So there's that. So anyway, they spend the night together. No sexy times or anything like that, which I appreciated because honestly, I feel really awkward and icky watching teenage love scenes. Even though I know that in real life these people are adults playing teenagers, it still gives me the ick. And I'm like, ugh, like that's why I stopped watching Pen 15. I don't know if you guys ever watched Pen 15. I think it was on like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, but it was like teenagers in they were young teenagers too. They were like, I don't know, 13 or 14 discovering their sexuality or whatever, but it was like really, certain things were like really sexual. And it was just gross to me because I was like, these are kids. Even though they were adults playing kids and they look super young, just the fact that it implies that they were children doing all these sexual things just threw me off. It just made me feel gross and disgusted. And I was like, this is like a pedo's dream. I feel like a lot of pedos would want to watch something like that. So even though like some of the storyline of Pen 15 was funny, I stopped watching it because it was just gross to me. I didn't want to see teenagers in those kind of situations. So anyway, Samantha and Nikki spend the night together. They just show them in the bed talking or whatever, holding hands, and then it shows them waking up the next morning. And in the morning, Nikki wakes up and Sam is still asleep. So she writes Sam a letter, basically telling her that, you know, I wish you the best. I hope you get that cat you want, but you ain't getting the cat with me. No pun intended. But she's like, look, you don't know me, you don't know my life, and I can't bring you into it. One day in the future, I'll find you wherever you are, and I'll tell you the truth about who I really am. But right now, I'm out of here. So she takes her little book bag and her little dirt bike, and she leaves. And as she's leaving, these two dudes pop up out of nowhere with guns, and they like, yo, put your hands up. And I don't know who these two dudes are. Like at first, they didn't look like gangbangers. They look like cops, honestly. And they're like, put your hands up. She has her bag and she has her hand inside the bag. And they like, move your hand from the bag. And she's being an innocent teenager. She's like, oh my God, please don't hurt me. And they're like, take your hands off the bag. And she's like, please, I don't understand. Don't hurt me. And they're like, put your hands up. And all of a sudden, bow, bow. She just pops both of them like out of nowhere. She took both of them dudes out. I was like, hold on. Who is this little girl taking out two grown men? So after she pops them, she starts trying to get out of there. She's like, yo, I'm getting the hell out of here. She's on her way out and another dude pops up. He got a gun and whop, whop. Like she fist fights a grown man and she wins. And then pop, she pops him too. So now it's like people coming out of everywhere. She pop, 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 popping off everybody. She laid out like 4 grown men. And she turns around with blood on her face. And as she's getting ready to run off, she looks up and Samantha's in the window, y'all. Samantha saw the whole thing. She's like, oh my God, my girlfriend is like some kind of trained assassin or something. Like she just took out 4 grown men, popping off, and she had some hand-to-hand combat. Like it was crazy. So in that moment, as she's looking up in the window and they're staring at each other, shocked at what each of them witnessed. Like she's shocked that the girl saw her, and the girl is shocked at what she just saw. All of a sudden, a hand just comes out of nowhere and yanks the girl out of the frame. I'm like, yo, somebody got Samantha. So now Nikki's freaking out. She's like, oh, snap. They got my girl. So instead of running off, she runs back in the house because she got to save her girl. She runs up the stairs, and this girl got the blicky to Samantha's head. And she's like, what do you want? Like, I'll do anything. Just let her go. And she's like, who does this girl think you are? She asked Samantha, she's like, who do you think this girl is? And she's like, that's my girlfriend, Nikki. And she's like, hi, like, you don't know who this girl is. And she's telling Nikki, she's like, you're selfish. You done roped this little girl into your BS. She don't even know who you are. She's like, let her go. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever mom wants. Whatever mom wants, we good. And she's like, mom told me not to kill you, but she told me to beat your ass. I'm like, yo, what kind of mom is that? And she's like, but you're my sister. And the girl's like, you too weak to be my sister. Yo, weak ass. I'm about to beat your ass. So they start fist fighting, yo. And Nikki, I mean, she could fight, she could throw down, but she wasn't no match for her sister. Like her sister, I guess she been in the life longer, and Nikki, I guess she ran off or whatever. So she was rusty, so to speak, because her sister was whooping her ass, yo. I was like, damn. And Sam over there all bewildered. She's shocked watching all wide-eyed while her girlfriend getting the crap beat out of her. I'm like, yo, help her or something. You standing there looking stupid. All of a sudden, Sam snaps out of it, and she's like, hey, stop it. You're hurting her. You're hurting her. Like, she ain't try to bop the lady or nothing. But I guess she was like, yo, Nikki done took out 4 grown men. She don't need my help. So all she could do was stand there, stop it. You're hurting her. And then she starts screaming Nikki's name. Nikki! Nikki! I'm like, why the hell you calling her name? Nikki is busy right now getting her ass beat. If you ain't going to help her, the least you can do is be quiet so she can concentrate. It reminds me of this show that my mom be watching. My mom watches this old show called Heart to Heart. It's an old show from like the 80s. And it's about this couple. I don't really know what they do, but they be getting themselves into some real sketchy situations. It's a married couple. And the husband, Jonathan, he stay getting his ass beat. And while he getting his ass beat, his wife stay screaming, Jonathan, Jonathan. I'm like, girl, shut the hell up. Jonathan's busy getting his ass beat right now. Either help Jonathan or shut your ass up. Like, why do people do that? People getting beat up, they calling their name. Imagine you getting the crap kicked out of you and somebody calling your name. Like, what are you supposed to do? Stop and be like, huh? Like, you getting beat up right now. Let me concentrate so I can figure out how to get out of this situation. So anyway, Nikki is getting choked out. Her life is flashing before her eyes, and her sister chokes her all the way out into unconsciousness. And when Nikki woke up, everybody was gone. The girlfriend was gone. The sister was gone. I don't know about the bodies outside, but all the live people were gone, and she was just there by herself. So now she's like, oh, shoot. They took my girl. They took my girl, Samantha. I got to figure out where they went and how to get her back. And then in the end, she's like, just like my letter said, I'm going to find you wherever you are and tell you the truth about who I am. And that's how it ended. I was like, what kind of ending is that? They done left us with a cliffhanger. What next? Like the girl's mama gonna come home, her house gonna be in shambles, freaking bodies laid out in the backyard, her child is gone, like she is gonna be shook, not knowing what the heck happened. I'm just trying to figure out like what was the intention behind this film. Like, was it like a proof of concept for what they wanted to create, and did they put it out there because they want to get funding to create a full feature film, or is it put out there so that they can maybe create a series or a mini series? Because I want to know what happened next. Like, who the hell is Nikki? Who the hell is her mama and her sister? Like, is that her real blood family, or are they some kind of like family, a family of assassins? Because you know how sometimes like uh groups like that call each other families, or are they a cult? I need answers. And I don't think we're gonna get them because this movie came out in when did this movie come out? Okay, Heart Shot came out in 2022, y'all. It is 2025, so I don't know if we ever gonna get a conclusion to Heart Shot. It really makes me want to reach out to the person who wrote this and ask them who the hell these people are, and what was the outcome. Because how you gonna leave us hanging like this? Because I want to know, is Nikki really a teenager, or is she an adult that looks like a teenager? Why does she know how to fight like that? Are they good guys? Are they bad guys? Is she a bad guy turned good guy? What the hell? What did I just watch? I need to know. But aside from all the assassins and stuff, I thought they had a really cute teenage love story. And I wonder, like, once Nikki finds Samantha, is Samantha still gonna love her or be like, get me out of here, you and your ghetto family? Like, but I feel like Samantha's so damn stupid. She's gonna be like, I don't care if you're an assassin. I love you anyway. We can run away together and hide from the bullets. Like, she's just young and dumb. You know how young and dumb people are. They just be in love and they don't care about nothing else. Anyway, this was a super short episode because it was a super short movie. But that's all right. Every episode ain't gonna be an hour long. But thank you for tuning in. Please go watch that movie and let me know what you thought in the comments, because I need answers. Who do y'all think Nikki is? What do you think her backstory is? What the hell did we just watch? Before I get out of here, I just want to take this moment to shout out my homegirl, Shanice. She's on my shirt. Shanice Wilson, the singer. She is in a play right now called 44. That's what's on my hat. 44, the Obama musical. And when I tell you that this musical is everything, like, believe it or not, I'm not a big musical fan. I like some musicals, but I don't just be running to see every musical, because I'll be watching them and I'll be like, oh Lord, here they go singing again. Just say what you gotta say. You ain't gotta sing everything. But this musical, I loved everything about it. I loved every song because they was singing in that daggone musical. Do you hear me? Because you know Shanice can sing her butt off. And then, so she plays Michelle Obama. And then this other singer named TJ Wilkins plays Barack Obama. And his voice is just angelic. So hearing them sing their little duets together, life will never be the same. Woo! Woo! It makes you melt. And then there's an actor named Chad Dorick. He plays Joe Biden. When I tell you, he is the funniest freaking person I've ever seen in a musical. Like, please go see that musical. Right now, it's playing out here in LA in Culver City at the Kirk Douglas Theater. And it's there till March 23rd. So you don't have much time to see it. You only got like less than 2 weeks to see it. So go see it as soon as possible. But it's it's traveling right now. So if it comes to your city, you gotta go see it. And I'm not just saying that because Shanice is my friend. Because like I said, I don't really mess with musicals like that. Like there's a few musicals that I love. Like Annie, the original Annie, the black and white one. I love that. Cinderella with Brandy. I love that. Grease. I love that. And now the 44 Obama musical. Like it's not a whole lot of musicals that I love, but y'all gotta go see this. It's the songs are great. The talent is crazy. Like not just TJ Wilkins, Shanice, and Chad, the whole cast or company, whatever they call it in a play, is phenomenal. The singing, they ain't just singing, they singing. You know what I'm saying? The dancing, it's a full on production. Amazing dancing. It's comedy. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's funny. Like we sang, we danced in our seats. Some people cried a little bit. It was just, it's everything. Even if you don't like politics, even if you don't like Barack Obama, even if you don't like Joe Biden, even if you don't like Michelle Obama, you'll love this play. No matter who you, even if you're a Trump supporter. There was Trump supporters in the audience when I went the other day. And everybody loved it. So it's called 44, the musical. You won't be disappointed. But anyway, that's been Girl Crush. Thank you so much for listening. Follow me on Instagram at It's Brooklyn Jones. Follow the podcast at Girl Crush Pod. And that is for Instagram and TikTok. Next week, I'm going to be watching a movie called Late Bloomers, which is fitting because I'm a late bloomer in every freaking way. Not just a late blooming lesbo. Like, I'm a late bloomer in every way. Like, I literally learned how to drive during the pandemic. Late bloomer as hell. And I just got my braces off. Like, right now, I have retainers on. So I'm watching Late Bloomer. If you guys want to watch it now so that you'll know what I'm talking about on my next episode of Girl Crush. Bye.
I've been moving while all of y'all are stationary. You're ordinary like missionary, bunch of visionaries. Look me up in the dictionary under precision. I stand for perfection. There's no need for revision. I keep my show ongoing. It won't be intermission soon as you